What's up, good people? Let's talk about something that I've had buried for a long time. Today, we are going to talk about my first love. No, I don't mean her. And y'all probably wondering, did I fall in love with a drumstick? Well, basically, yeah. Music is my first love. And when I was in fifth grade, the movie Drumline came out. And so I saw this movie, and it was like something was calling me. I became inspired. I wanted to do that so bad. And I just so happened to be a part of a drum club that they had going on in my elementary school. But I wanted more, you know what I'm saying? And so every time I would see the guy that led the drum club, I call him Mr. C. I'm like, Mr. C, and I would always make drum emotions. And he's like, you really want to do this, don't you? And I'm like, yeah. So Mr. C started giving me lessons on a bucket. So I actually started learning how to play the drums off of a bucket. The drama teacher later on in the school year had came to us and said, "Hey, Dr. Miller of the Cleveland School of the Arts said they didn't have enough sixth graders enrolled, and they need some more." And she's hyping the school up, and I'm like, I don't know anything about the School of the Arts. I just know riding past it, and my brother and sister once said, "Hey, ain't that the Cleveland School of the Arts?" But I don't know anything about it. So at first I was going to do it, but I got nervous. And my drama teacher's like, "What are you scared of? Like, come on. Like, I've been telling him about you. I already got a skit for you, everything like that." And my mother saying the same thing, like, "No, I really think you should do it. I've heard a lot of great things about the school." So I do it, I audition. We had to wait the entire summer to get, a yes or no answer. And then I want to say 2 weeks before school started, I got in. And, I'm jumping up and down, I'm screaming, had no idea what I what was in store for me, but I just know I got in. However, I was a drama major. A lot of people who know me, they don't remember that or don't know that at all. One day in class, I heard the band practicing. And again, something's calling me. Something inside is calling me. Yeah, drama was cool. All the majors were actually awesome. But music is really calling my name. And I really want to play these drums. So we spoke to the band teacher, and they actually let me change my major and transfer into band at the beginning of the school year. He knew I couldn't read music, but he saw I had rhythm, and he said, "I think you'll be okay." So yeah, it was intimidating. You're in band, and you got these boys that can read music some, and you can't read licks. So eventually I started learning that, what they're playing, instead of just memorizing it like Devin did in drumline, I'm actually trying to learn, hey, this is what's on that paper. So, I wasn't the greatest. However, I was learning to read. So anyways, eighth grade comes around, and this kid comes and he goes, "Hey, All City, they doing drumline auditions." And I'm like, drumline? You know, that's the one thing that school is missing. Like, that's what I want to be a part of. But again, me being shy, being scared, I'm like, I'm not going to do the audition. And when the day came for it, I got scared. I backed out and I just went straight home. And my mother and my parents, they're like, "What you scared of? And didn't you say the movie Drumline is what inspired you to play?" I'm like, "Yeah." So the next day, the kid comes back and goes, "Hey, enough people ain't try out. He told me to come and tell my schoolmates about it." So I called my mother, and she says, "Go do it." You know, it's after school, palms are sweaty, I'm scared. We were rehearsing across the street at John Hayes, so I go over there, and I'm hearing these drums, I'm hearing cymbals banging, but my heart is about to run, you know. So I walk in there and I see this guy has a southern accent or whatever, and he looks at me, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm here to audition." And so he goes, okay. He says, what do you play? You play snare too? I lied and I go, mm-hmm. Because that was the drum I always wanted to play anyways. So we get on stage, we get these drums. He immediately knows I'm lying because I don't even know how to put the damn thing on. So other students who had been following and working with this guy way before I even met him, they're helping me and everything. And he goes, do you know how to play traditional grip? And so I'm like, sure. But I got my sticks backwards. I had my right hand cocked to the side and my left hand straight. Once again, he knows I'm lying. And so something in my chest, it just said, just say it. I said, listen, just because I don't know something don't mean I can't learn. Yo, I've been living by that my entire life. But that was the first time that I ever, said that out loud. Like, just because I don't know it don't mean I can't learn. So as time progressed, he's working with me. Now I can do a basic little paradiddle, playing traditional the right way. My left hand is turned. My right hand is straight. Got a lot of work to do, but I'm excited because this is what I wanted. This is what I dreamed of. And I'm like, this is what I need to, go to college. I want to be in an HBCU band so bad. At that time in life, that's all I could really see for myself. I didn't understand that, band is band, but you still need a major, what's your career gonna be? Well, at that point, all I just saw was drumline. And I'm like, I gotta do this. So as years go on, I started becoming known. And my very first performance, I will never forget this. They actually left my uniform and tried to make me dress up in a choir dress and play. And I'm pissed off because I'm like, this is my big moment. And so they figure it out. Somebody else gives me their uniform. So I'm out there playing my heart out. I'm so proud. The crowd's getting hyped up. My parents is there. My sister's there. Here comes time for me to solo, right? I dropped my damn stick. So the crowd goes, whoop, you know what I did? I threw that other goddamn stick and I broke it down and got to shaking it and breaking it, baby. And picked them damn sticks up and went back to playing. Most iconic thing ever, will never forget it. You know what I'm saying? Because I played it off well. I wasn't scared. I was just so damn happy. Like, wow, this is what it feels like, that rush. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, as years go by, I'm getting stronger and stronger. And now I'm starting to move on into, learning, jazz. The instructors I had at the school, these guys were really heavy into jazz. And my schoolmates, that were also in it, these were kids that had been playing their instruments longer than I have. And when I say these babies could play, these boys were bad. And they're still playing to this day. And when I tell you, their sound now is just dangerous. But anyways, we'll get into all that later. But at this time, I'm learning drum set. And I was always easily intimidated. If you played better than me, I was intimidated by you immediately. And I was angry at myself because I'm like, well, I don't sound like that. You know what I'm saying? What I got to do to sound like that? And so we had a jazz program. And the instructors, it was a summer jazz program at the Cleveland Music Settlement. And a lot of the instructors, they were black men. And they also worked in Shaker schools. A lot of those men, well, majority of them, maybe except for two, spent more time telling me how I sucked, made fun of how I played, told me that, they would constantly compare me to these kids at Shaker, all that. I was taking all this in, but I would never tell my parents that I'm basically being bullied by my instructors. it's not giving me that urge to want to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get better, you know, but y'all not making me, want to have any, I'm not having any urge. I'm not motivated. At the end of the day, I'm just ready for the fucking class to be over with so I can go home and cry. I used to silently cry to myself. Anytime it came down to us getting ready to play a song, Words for Me on the drum set, I never ever played with confidence. I would always, just tighten up and just sound shitty. So there was another kid there at the time. He was older than us. He would bully me too. And what I would never, when I never told anybody was, say if we're in a hallway, while nobody was around, you know how people mean mug you if they take your face and they do this. He would back me into a wall, and he would take his fist and he would just constantly mug my face. And then while we were in rehearsal, he would talk shit about my playing. I was never taught how to stand up for myself, so people were able to get to me easily. Talking about grown ass men, that are comparing their own people and these inner city kids to these kids out in the suburbs, who have access to more resources than what we do in the public school system. It was hell for me. It always was hell. And it was like, I would try, but really, I just wanted to cry. We had our performances and stuff like that. And yeah, it made my mother, excited. But they never really knew on the inside that, hey, I'm being bullied by my instructors, dogged every day. I don't know what to do. There were already things going on inside of my home. So, and I'm just a teenage kid, that knows nothing about the world, and I'm just stuck. I also had picked up a little saxophone on the side. So I did have my own drum set, and I did have a saxophone. And, I like them both, but even at home practicing on a drum set, I just kind of didn't have any motivation when I played. It always sounded shitty. And so I kind of just kept it to myself. Drumline, on the other hand, I just felt so alive and so free every time a performance came. Even though majority of the time we played the same damn thing over and over, it was just always great to put on a show. I got a chance to learn the steel drums, and I played those in a parade. One of the best moments of my life is when I actually got to meet Master Atetsu Hayashi and the gentleman that played underneath him. If you don't know who that is, this man is a famous Japanese drummer, world famous. They actually came and did a gala, this awesome performance with us, teaching us how to play the taiko drums. And you know who was right there in the middle, jamming, having a great time? Me. It was always just, anytime when I came in contact with playing the drums, as long as it wasn't a drum set, I just felt so alive. It gave me a chance to feel seen. Music, when I would hear it, like they say, music touches parts of the brain that words can't. And it was like, this is me. This is, this is my story. I can write. I can take this and manipulate this. I would listen to songs over and over. I loved all genres of music. Not the biggest fan of bluegrass, but all genres of music. My playlist was crazy. So during those years at the School of Arts, all the stuff I was exposed to, from, whether I'm just playing the djembe, whether I'm just playing the snare, doing concert band, or whether I'm in drumline, it brought me alive. You know what I'm saying? Best years of my life, performing all over Cleveland and some of the greatest places. I can tell you I've been to just about every important place in Cleveland. I've performed there. Severance Hall, Brown Stadium. I don't know what the baseball stadium is called, and I've even performed at, what is it, the Rocket Fieldhouse. I don't even know what our basketball court is called. They've changed the name too many times. Anyways, moral of the story is I've been in these places performing. You know what I'm saying? And of course, whenever it came to that drum set, I was always timid, but I performed. So now comes down to the part that kind of sealed the deal. I'm now a senior in high school. I am applying to colleges, and y'all know what I was applying to, HBCUs, because in my mind all I could see was bands. At first, my goal was to come back and take over the music program at the School of Arts. I was going to do music education, but obviously, you know, plans changed. So I'm applying to these schools. I'm so excited. I get accepted into Central State. That was the first school. I didn't want to go there. And the Central State story gonna get real deep because I'm about to talk. Anyways, the next school I got accepted to was Bethune-Cookman down in Daytona Beach. I saw them perform at the Honda Battle of the Bands, and with all these HBCU bands, you know, I'm looking. But Bethune-Cookman spoke to me the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, hey, that's where you want to be. That's where you need to be. That's the school. So I'm so excited. You know, I can't believe it. I did it. I'm going to go. However, you know, narcissist. If you don't know who narcissist is, listen to the Narcissistic Household. But pretty much from what I tell you, you can figure out who he is. Narcissist didn't want me to go. However, I didn't find that out until later. So my mother comes to me and says, we can't afford to send you there. So, of course, Central State it was. And I remember packing up. And my first female love, she actually helped us pack the car. You know, that was a sentimental moment. And I remember, you know, a couple days before, me and my mom watched Drumline, and when it got to the final battle scene, I turned around and I looked at my mother and I said, I told you I could do it. And she said, you're right. So I get down to band camp. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for the mental aspect at all. I was not ready. And one thing about it is, when your mind goes, your body will follow. Being down there in band camp, my crab name was Bow Wow, because I had braids braided to the back of my head, and there was another young lady named Dominique, and she said her name can't be Dominique because that's my name. The freshman shit, it's all real. Trust me, y'all, it's all real. The workouts, all that. However, I just couldn't stand people yelling at me. I couldn't get with it. And this fear had built. This fear built up so fucking bad that I'm down there on snare and I can't even play the simplest fucking sticking. I can't even do it. You know what I'm saying? It was the first time I heard, you know, a sequence. I didn't know what a sequence was. I didn't realize it was a series of many different drum cadences. It was all new to me. All very, very new. And I remember when it came down to it, there was me and a boy from Shaw High School. We were the weakest link on snare. However, I knew I played better than them, for sure. But my fear controlled me more than anything. So we're in rehearsal and he stops. He looks at me, he says, take that drum off and go get a tenor. So in my head, I'm like, excuse me? This is the drum on instructor. Excuse me? I just got kicked off the motherfucking snare. How motherfucking dare? This is the drum that I have dreamed of playing. So I immediately shut down. I don't have nobody, I'm a crybaby, stop fucking yelling at me and whatever, this and that. And things, I'm getting yelled at for things that wasn't my fault. So anyways, I get on the tenor line and Flowers, that's what we'll call her. So Flowers was an upperclassman, was another stud, but for some reason she just had her own personal issue with me. And looking at it now, you got a 20-something-year-old versus an 18-year-old. Both of y'all are immature as shit, basically. You know what I'm saying? And so me and her, we kind of sort of clash heads a lot. She yelled at me a lot, and like I said, y'all, I couldn't stand up for my self-worth a damn. And even in the midst of all that, my roommate, who was also in the band, my roommate had no respect for me. She had sticky fingers. She had stolen a pair of my drumsticks and had given them to another person. What did I do? Not a fucking thing. She was lending out my cleaning products. What did I do? Not a fucking thing. Because I didn't know how to stand up for myself. She even went as far as one time, here comes Christmas break, she took my shirt. So I'm not having a good time in the band, nor am I having a good time with my roommate. However, girl, what the fuck is your issue? Why are you stealing from me? So I had all that and I didn't have anybody. I'm in the country. I'm at a school that I don't want to be at all. And I have no idea how to really make the best of it. So I decided to leave the band. Y'all can't stand me that much, then why the fuck am I here? So now I'm lost. First day of classes come, I changed my major. I can't see myself, really being a music teacher. Like I'm thinking about, I was like, I don't have the tolerance for that. So I changed my major to graphic design. First day of classes. Other people are trying to tell me to come back to the band. The head drum major is telling me to come back to the band. And I'm like, why do y'all want me to come back if y'all hate me that fucking much? So anyways, I come back. More head. So here comes the Shaw Battle of the Bands, right? I asked, hey, I don't know the field show, but I can do the parade. Can I please come with y'all to Cleveland, my hometown, so I can see my family? Whew. Sorry, y'all, because this is about to go in a totally different direction. I call my mom. I'm telling her that I'm coming. So we're standing in Shaw parking lot. We're waiting. Obviously, we're the last because we're the college band. So we're going to be the last and we're the loudest. My mother's walking on the sidewalk following us. She took pictures and stuff. However, she didn't know any better about you can't just walk up to people and cut through lines and bands. So she tried to walk up and the flag girls immediately crossed their sticks. And I'm like looking in fear, about to cry because they're telling her you can't do that. And so I wanted my mama more than any fucking thing. All this shelling and shit that's going on down here, the shit I'm dealing with my roommate, you know what I'm saying? I wanted my damn mama and I couldn't even hug her. So she looks at me and she says, all right, baby, I'm about to go. And I couldn't really move. I just blinked at her and I just lowered my head just a little bit because I couldn't move. So we come in the stadium. We're marching in. I find out that my godmom is there, my sister's there, my niece is there, and they also went and got my first love. So, at least they got a chance to see me march in. And so when it came down for us to do the field show, I'm standing off on the side, and they run downstairs. I'll never forget this. My sister, my first love, and she's got my niece in her hands, and they're running down the stairs trying to hug me. And I'm like trying to hold on to them as hard as I can, because I'm like, I fucking miss y'all. I'm going through hell. This is the life of a freshman. However, I don't think these people really want me here. And so then they run back. My godmom's telling them to give me some money or whatever. So I'm turning back and I look at them, I wave and I smile. So I'm like, all right, y'all, let me figure out where we going, and y'all can come get me and I'm gonna spend the night. So it's the end of the Battle of the Bands. There was another person who they had issues with in the drum line, and he was also from Cleveland. So the assistant band director stops, pulls him aside. He's holding up this line. He pulls him aside, I guess, to speak to his parents and his family. My little legs, I'm trying to run up and close the gap. Five people run through. This is not my fucking fault. So now everybody's yelling at me. At this point, I am overloaded as a person. Here comes Flowers grabbing me. I snatched away from her because at this point, y'all not fucking listening to me. Like, I'm trying. But once I started yelling and they heard the rage in my voice, they said, who the fuck? They're stepping back. The head drum major, this grown-ass man, snatches me up by my fucking uniform like I'm his child. I'm talking about literally if you grab your child by the collar of their shirt in the front and snatches me to him. So I'm terrified because I'm thinking this grown-ass man is about to put his hands on me. So we get back on the fucking bus. I'm fucking crying because I'm angry. He's going back and forth yelling, you know what, freshmen, y'all asses is mine. Y'all asses is mine. So we go back to Shaw High School. I'm on the bus fucking crying because I'm like, nobody, why wouldn't anybody listen? Like, y'all didn't see that shit? Y'all didn't see what this man did? Nobody stepped up for me or nothing. So at this point, I'm 19. My birthday is in September. At this point, I'm 19. So I get to we get back. The drumline instructor's like, what happened? I'm trying to tell him. I'm like, nobody will fucking listen to me. Like, streaming tears. So I'm like, I just want to go with my people. He's like, listen, go with your family. This is the hotel we're going to be at. Have your ass here at such and such to get back on the bus, or you will be left. And you have to find your way back to school. So we are at our time limit. I'm going to come back next week and I'm going to tell you guys the second part and how things ended for me overall when it came down to drums and music. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. I'm going to try to keep up with this podcast. I'm trying to stay motivated. So love you all and see y'all next time.